Good morning. All right, so we're getting ready to start in just a few minutes, but I'm just going to get you guys situated. All right, y'all try not to judge me. I realize that I'm still representing Christmas, but it's my happy place. And so that's what I'm sticking with. Okay, all right. Let's just do it. Let's just put a Band-Aid on. God, it's hot in here. Look at that. It got up to 68 degrees in here. It's that. Okay. All right, we are socially distanced, and I'm going to pop this off long enough to go over a few things, and I will pop it right back on. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh. Okay, so what I didn't do yesterday is take attendance with my online people, so I'm going to do better about that. Super quick. There's not an easy way to do this, so let me just 2 seconds. Okay, all right. There's really no easy way to do this. Okay, all right. Make a new column. Okay. All right, so give me just a second to make sure that you are here. We are going to start with our Bellringer. So whether you do it, and y'all do it how you want to, paper and pencil, online, tomato, tomato, whatever floats your boat. And then we'll get going. Okay, so a few more people jumping on. I'm going to grab everybody as you get on here. Let's see. Okay. All right, I'm gonna double check just to make sure that I've got everybody. I do have a couple of announcements and reminders to go over, and then we'll jump straight into it for today. I think I've got everybody. Oh, nope. I think I do this time. Okay, all right, I'm feeling good about that. That's what we're going with. Okay. All right. And then, let's see, I think some of my B-Day people are having to join me virtually today. Oh, got another one. Hold on. Okay, I think that's everybody. All right, so who am I missing? Missing Gage, I know you're not going to be with me today. And then Julian's not here. Lilius, you're online. And then Savannah. Okay, all right. Okay, let's do this. All right, so we're going to talk about the Bellringer in just a second. It's a great review. And then let's talk about reminders, announcements, upcoming things, all things. Okay, all right, so I think I said this yesterday and we'll say it again. Don't forget that this is our 3rd week. So what I've got to do, you'll probably see it today, tomorrow, Friday. I've got to update Power School with chapter 12 stuff to get ready for progress reports, which will go out for you guys next Wednesday. I hope I'm saying that right. Progress reports go out next Wednesday. And I'll have, hopefully by Friday, knock on wood, hopefully by Friday, I'll have all 11 stuff, all 12 stuff, your unit test from today. I'll have the big stuff on there. And then don't forget, next Thursday is Honors Project 1. Y'all got any questions, anything that's popped up about Honors Project 1? Okay, just want to make sure. Does anybody else have, I mean, you know, ask now. Don't wait till the last minute, and I'll try and keep an eye on the chat if anybody needs me. But don't forget, next Thursday, all right? And I get it. I am a fellow procrastinator. So even though you've had a solid 3 weeks and a little bit more to do it, I get it. If you want to, you know, wait till next week, don't. But anyway, no judgment, okay? Just don't forget it's 3 pieces, all right? Don't let that trip you up and forget something. Okay, so progress reports coming up, Honors Project 1 coming up. Let's see, I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of things. What am I forgetting? Oh, okay, all right, and this goes for both of you just like it does everybody that's virtual. So you've got 2 options, All right, we're going to rip the Band-Aid off. We're going to go ahead, do another quick review, and get the unit test over with and done. And it's up to you how you do it. Because you can do it paper pencil. I've got it prepared for you to do paper pencil, or you can do school nets if you liked doing it that way. Tomato, tomato. Again, doesn't matter. Same thing. Whatever floats your boat. How the cookie crumbles, right? All the things. And then school nets. Did either one of y'all have trouble logging on, getting into it the other week with the quiz?
After I emailed you,
yeah.
So it was fun.
But, okay, so after you got the info, you were you okay?
I still needed to take that first one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Here's the plan.
Again.
Well, and what I was going to say is, you know, not only that, but if we've got time to like double up and knock out both before you leave me, and then we'll have all that fixed. So, well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We're just going to play it by ear. Okay, so super quick for my online people. I had somebody already emailing me, and my smartwatch is already going crazy. If for some reason you have any trouble, SchoolNet does not like it when you try to take it with having multiple tabs up. So one thing that I have seen is for some computers, they just can't take it. Some iPod or iPads, iThings, I don't know. I don't use any of the iThings, so I don't know it. But some of it just don't like it. And you have to close everything down, open a new tab, and start fresh. And usually it's okay after that. So try some troubleshooting if it doesn't work for any reason. Okay. I feel like I'm forgetting something. We're going with it. We're just going to go with it. So here's what we got. We're going to hit Bellringer. We're going to do another quick review. We're going to get the test done and over with. And then tomorrow we officially jump into our next unit, which does put us ahead, a day ahead. But again, it's going to get crazy. So we're going to enjoy this while we can. And then next week is Will Smith Day. Next week. Hey, Will Smith Day. Will Smith Day. Just saying. Will Smith Day is coming. Okay. So he's one of my top 10 favorite actors of all time, and he's in 2 of the movies. Have y'all seen either one? I Am Legend or, God, what is the other name of the movie? He goes to Ellis Island, and we're talking about Ellis Island next week. Oh, I can see it. See it? Oh, Hitch. The movie Hitch. Yeah. Well, he actually takes his date to Ellis Island to talk about how it used to be an immigration processing station. So anyway, we're going to see it. And I'm saying that to you guys because if you're going to be virtual and you're watching the Zoom, I'm going to attempt to share my screen to watch that clip. I have no clue how it's actually going to go down, if it'll work. I'm going to have to experiment because if it's not going to work, I'll figure out something else. But anyway, I'm excited. I don't ever want to skip Will Smith Day, right? It's a good day. It's good times. Okay. All right. Bellringer. I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see it. If I can figure out again how to share the screen. All right. Sure. It looks right. Maybe. And Bellringer. Yep. Okay. All right, so what inequalities do women face at the turn of the century? Again, late 1800s, early 1900s, and it's going to be a long, hard fight. Girl power all the way, and I'm going to share some fun facts with you. All right, just throw at me. Give me an example.
Unequal pay.
Unequal pay. That is a big one. That is a big one. And I realize I could get on a tangent about there being issues still today. I'm not going to do it. To save time. Carter, what's something else?
They didn't have the right to vote.
Oh yeah. That is huge. That is huge. What did we in 2020? What did we celebrate? Who knows when it comes to women being able to vote? Do y'all know? Without me saying it, obviously. 2020 was the centenary, 100th anniversary of women being able to vote. We got it in 1920. So again, we're not there yet as far as American too, but that's one of the things that we're getting ready to talk about. All right. And when you think of it in terms of men and all men getting the right to vote, to know that women were the last group of American citizens to get that right, I think is still mind-boggling because they thought that it was a waste of a vote to let a woman participate in government because she should be seen and not heard, and she you know, doesn't know politics. So why should she fiddle with it, right? So anyway, I had a student that still agreed with those sentiments a couple years ago, and it was okay because I tripped him in the hallway. It made me feel better. But anyway, so yeah, for women, think about all these things, and we still, like I said, there's still issues as far as that goes. But there were two professions, especially during this time period, that women were widely encouraged to get into, especially if you wanted to be an educated woman, which a lot of people still argued was still a waste of time and money to educate a woman. But if you had to guess, what two professions would you see a woman actually be encouraged to advance her education in to do? And both of these professions actually do still have a lot of women in them. It's not.
Healthcare.
Somebody said it. Say it again.
Healthcare.
Healthcare, yes. Healthcare. What's the other one? There's another one.
Fashion.
Try again. You're getting close. And that, even though fashion has a big place in my heart, I'm pointing at myself for another reason.
Oh, teaching.
Teaching.
Oh, yeah.
Teaching. Yes. Teaching. Women in teaching. Yeah. Because fun fact. I went to UNCG. All right. Those are my stomping grounds. UNCG was originally an all women's college, and it was predominantly an education college before it became co-ed and all the things, right? And it was interesting because there was a list of things that a female teacher had to do around this time period. You know, she couldn't be married, couldn't be seen going out with men. She had to have either her brother or her dad as a chaperone if she was out in public. She was, you know, she couldn't smoke, she couldn't drink, couldn't wear makeup, always had to have her hair pulled up and dressed conservatively. And when we say conservatively, like the only skin that better be showing is your face, neck, and hands. Face, neck, and hands. Okay. All right. She kept Victoria's secret. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, yeah, you got me. So anyway, women have come a long ways in many way, shape, and form as far as job opportunities, pay, clothing, all the things, right? So just getting into a couple things as far as that goes. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because we answered the bell ringer for the most part. I don't know what I'm doing. What's happening? Stop share. Okay. All right. So here's what we got. We're going to go through. We're going to do one last walkthrough of this info, and I am giving you a double review from yesterday and today for a couple of reasons. This is your first unit test. It is your first combo unit test. And I talked about the reason why you can't forget anything because it's all going to be on midterm. That's going to come up. I'm thinking it's in March. I haven't actually walked through the weeks yet, but you can't hit the delete button. It all builds, and it builds for a reason. And oh God, I love it. I love it so much. The phrase that history repeats itself is so true. So true. All right. Let me ask, fun fact, who has already seen, heard, or watched something that is talked about back in 1918 when we were fighting the Spanish flu after World War I? Anybody? Any takers? Nobody's compared? Nope. Okay. All right. That's okay. All right. Makes my history heart sad a little bit, but anyway. But after World War I is over, it was a worldwide pandemic. It was the same. Oh God, it's so painfully crazy how similar it is that it was in 40 different countries across the world. Soldiers at the end of World War I are all bringing it back home to their home country, spreading like crazy, people walking around having to wear a mask, quarantining, and the hospitals were so full that they were having to use the surrounding homes around the hospitals to put people in. So they were forcing people to vacate their home to use it as extra space for the hospital, and people were dying in those houses, and they couldn't bury them fast enough, and they didn't know, like, they didn't want to spread the disease. And so if you go to Winston-Salem, downtown Winston-Salem, there's a ghost walk tour that does this. that will show you one of the houses that they used that, you know, people were dying left and right with the Spanish flu, and they had a barn in the back. And because they could not bury the bodies fast enough, they were storing all the dead bodies in that family's farm in their backyard. And it's really creepy because the people that own the property now say that it, you know, just randomly you can hear screams and yells, and it all seems to be coming from that barn in their backyard. That is the wildest thing that you will ever experience. So anyway, I don't know if anybody is into paranormal stuff, but it is centered around that 1918 Spanish flu time period. So anyway, fun story for today, right? Okay, all right, let's do it. Let's walk through, make sure you don't have any questions, comments, concerns as far as the unit stuff goes. I am going to go in order as far as our review. I am going to go through Wild West stuff first, because again, theoretically, that's the stuff that's the oldest, because it's from 2 weeks ago, and then we'll review city stuff, and then we're just going to jump into it, right? It'll be fresh on your mind. You're just going to knock it out and get it done. All multiple choice, a few matching, and it does have several people's names. That's probably the biggest thing I will say. From here on out, names, dates, and places will be the big three things that you'll have to work on, making sure that you hit the save button and not forget. Those are the big ones. Okay, all right. So not particularly in complete order. Let's run through it. All right, early prospectors would extract mine from deposits using what we call placer mining, which is the most common. That's that pan and water version that we probably are most familiar with when we go to like gem mines and stuff and do those little activities. Many of the first miners in Colorado mountains didn't find any minerals because everything on the top of the ground had already been found. So now we realize we got to start going under and doing like tunnel mining or using hydraulic mining to find stuff. Homestead Act, that's a big one, right? Homestead Act, giving settlers that 160 acres of land, but the thing is, you got to live on it for 5 years and do something with it. Ooh, here's a good question, dry farming. Why on the Great Plains are we having to do dry farming? What is different? Deeper in the soil, because they don't, under normal circumstances, have as much rainfall. And so it's going to be drier. They sink it deeper into the ground using those seed drills to get to that moisture-rich soil. Fantastic. Okay. Ooh, what do we say a glut of wheat means? Or a glut of anything, but here we're talking about a glut of wheat. It means a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, and so of course the biggest thing for farmers is we're having to drop the prices because to survive, a lot of them are going to have to put a mortgage on their land. Dawes Act, don't forget, was an attempt to give Native Americans land for farming, even though that fell through pretty quickly. Let's see, what else we got? Again, we said that once you couldn't find stuff on the surface, mining corporations began using tunnel mining to find gems. We said a vaquero is what?
They're people, right?
Yeah, Mexican cowboys. There you go. There you go. Cowboys. Mexican cowboys teaching our guys all their trades, roping, riding, all that thing. Let's see. Again, I'm trying to run through it, but if there's something you want to talk about, let me know. Sand Creek Massacre. Don't forget, that was the Shawnee. They came there to surrender, waving the white flag of surrender, and were massacred. Let's see. Army encouraged the killing of the buffalo in order to make way for what new transportation? The railroad. Yep. Confrontation at Wounded Knee, which is the last of the Indian battles, was all because Native Americans were practicing what? And if y'all know, please feel free to just join us. Ghost dance, there it is, ritual dance. I'd be all for it if we can ban twerking. Okay, let's keep it going. Which of the following greatly spurred the settlement of Colorado, Arizona, Montana? We're looking for free land, and of course, we are looking to mine. Ooh, don't forget the Indian Reorganization Act. Again, is all talking about just giving reservational land to Native Americans. All right, the Dakota Sioux uprising occurred because a result of, it's because of poverty again. Remember, we said that whole Indian giver quote, you know, we keep promising land and we're promising money, promising supplies, we don't do it. And they are literally at the end of their rope dealing with starvation, disease, and death. All right, even though the invention of the automobile, petroleum was in high demand because before cars, we are turning petroleum into kerosene to put in our lamps and stoves. Laissez-faire, just talking about free market economy. Let's see, the government is encouraging railroad companies to build, even though we can't pay them, but they're going to pay them instead of money with what? We're going to give them what? On either side of the railroad, what are we going to give them as payments? Land, right? We're going to give them land, and they, of course, can sell that land for whatever they want. A shortage of workers in California means we're going to hire 10,000 workers from what Asian country? Y'all don't want to. China. I hear you. China. Yeah, you got it. We're on it. Railroad companies raised most of the money they needed. Oh, I already said that. That's a repeat question. By selling land. Let's see. Corporations buy new machines in order to achieve economies of scale. Again, those big monopolies, right? It's kind of like, that's why Walmart and Target, Sam's Club, all these big major retailers can still function. You know, good example. 2020, global pandemic. All these small mom and pop stores are struggling, having to close. They can keep going because they can mass produce, and they can keep costs low because, here's another question, they can keep costs low because of stock, people investing in their company. Good. I just told myself good. Congratulating myself. I'm glad I knew that. All right, Carnegie's going to use this. A steel company that owns the mines, the limestone quarries, the ore fields, the transportation. He owns everything. Is this type of business practice? That's vertical integration. Whereas Rockefeller buying up all the oil refineries is going to use horizontal integration. All right, here it is. What two railroads are going to build? The Transcontinental Railroad. To help you out, it will say Pacific for both, Union Pacific and Central Pacific. And as soon as you see that keyword, it'll give away what the answer is. Credit Mogler scandal happens when the Union Pacific investors got rich whenever they are investing in taking bribes from the business owners. That happens under Grant's administration. Let's see, when a single company achieves control of an entire market, if I own the only shoe store on the East Coast, what would that be called? Having a what? Not just a board game, right? A monopoly, yeah. All right, workers. This is a technique for breaking a union in which the company refused to allow workers onto their property. They did a lockout. And there's a follow-up question that asks, what do we call those replacement workers? They call them strike breakers, even though I think, you know, I probably said the nickname more than I have. They call them scabs, but they're strike breakers. Let's see.
If we put scabs, is there only one option?
It's not an option, so that won't trip you up. I wouldn't do that. That would be ugly of me to put both. That would be mean. I didn't do that, I promise. Let's see. I lost my place on what I was looking at. All right. Last couple as far as cities go. Agreement among companies to keep prices at a certain level. It is, again, that's called a pool. They're pooling their resources to keep prices down so they can sell products. Oh, what do we say? If you live out west and you cannot get to an actual store, you can still buy stuff and order it through a what? You may remember. I don't know, some companies still have these today. I've actually seen them. I didn't know they actually still printed these. Catalogs, right? You can order something through a catalog. I read that one already. All right, let's do, oh, here's one I forgot to go over yesterday. I didn't mean to, but I think I skipped over it. Labor supporters, they called anarchist. Anarchist, again, somebody that does not support any kind of government, which they weren't. They weren't anarchists. They just called that. They thought that society did not need any type of government. And I say that to say that one of the labor unions we talked about is the American Federation of Labor, that wanted a closed shop. Closed shops are illegal today. Closed shop means that a company only hires members that are labor union, or that they're members of labor unions. Meaning that if you don't like something and you don't like something and 50 other people don't like something, I, as the owner, don't have to sit down with you guys individually and negotiate 50 different times. If you're all part of a labor union, I just talk to one person who speaks for all of you. So a lot of companies said they're only going to hire you if you're a member of a labor union, so we don't have to deal with one person instead of hundreds or thousands. That's illegal today. They can't make you be part of a labor union. Just FYI. All right, let's see how you do on the matching with the people, and then that's it. Let's see. Who's the Lakota Sioux chief that was killed at Wounded Knee? Got shot on the back. 1890. Ooh, somebody said it.
Sitting Bull.
Sitting Bull. Yep. Sit. Yeah. Yeah, I about mixed myself up. Yeah, it is Sitting Bull. Yeah, oh my gosh, I had one student, give me 5 seconds. It's funny. I promise it's funny. I had one student that we were going through this Wild West stuff and talking about Native Americans, and he was so excited because he knew the answer. I'm like, hit it. Tell me, what is it? And he said, Crazy Legs. No, there is nobody who's named Crazy Legs. His name is Crazy Horse. But thank you. Good try. Yes. Yes. But he was so excited. He said, it's Crazy Legs. It's Crazy Legs. Like, no. No, his name is Crazy Horse. You got it wrong. I'm so sorry. And then he cried. No, he didn't. I'm just saying. That would have also been funny. No, it wouldn't. Okay. All right. Speaking of the name of the Indian chief who killed Custard at the Battle of Little Bighorn?
Wait, say it again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Indian chief who killed Custard at the Battle of Little Bighorn.
The other one, Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse. Yeah, I literally about said the wrong thing too. Yeah. I had to Yeah, don't worry. That Crazy Legs is not an option, so I won't mess you up by saying that. All right, and who? I think I gave the answer already. What was the name of the commander that was killed? Who did they kill? Custard. Yeah, they killed Custard. Yep, killed Custard. Let's see. This is the city in Nevada that was located near the Comstock lode, where Henry Comstock found a ton of silver. Virginia City. Virginia City. It's not one of the most well-known, but it is. It's a big one. Name of the Indian chief who was chief of the Nez Perce Indians. He's the only one that has a Christian name because he was actually named by a missionary, and that's why we don't see him as having like a traditional Native American name.
Chief Joseph.
Chief Joseph, yeah. Chief Joseph. Okay, all right, let's make sure you know these businessmen. Make sure you got it. Who had a monopoly on steel? Carnegie, yeah. Who had a monopoly on railroads? Vanderbilt, yeah. This guy found oil. Edwin Drake found oil, but then Rockefeller's going to have a monopoly on oil. Jay Gould is the guy who manipulates the stock prices for the railroad. Alexander Graham Bell, what's he give us? Because y'all love it so much. The telephone. Thomas Edison gives us the light bulb. And then last but not least, the last two guys to go over. Samuel Gompers is going to be head of the American Federation of Labor, and Eugene V. Debs, who we're actually going to talk about in a few more chapters, he is over the United Railway Workers Union. All right, that is it. It's a mouthful, and man, I don't know, besides actually telling y'all A, B, C, or D, if I could have given it to you anymore. All right. Best of luck to all of you. May the odds be ever in your favor with this. But this is going to be, I'm just going to be
Miss Walker.
Yep, go ahead.
It's Brinley. Did you
I forgot.
ever? It's okay.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it as soon as I let you go. I'm gonna look it up and send it to you. I forgot.
Okay, because I emailed you this morning about it, and I didn't know if you had saw that.
No, I missed it.
No, it's all good. I understand. You're good.
Okay, I'm gonna do it in like 45 seconds as soon as I get them going. Okay.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Speak now, forever hold your peace. If you've got questions, shoot it to me, and I'll try to respond as fast as possible. You need your username, you need your password, and you need the test passcode. And then, good luck. Have fun. I meant to say have fun. That's what I meant to say. Have fun with it. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Love you guys so much.
I don't trust that. I don't trust that.
It's going to be great. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Okay. All right. If you need me, shoot me an email. If not, go do your test. Bye.